A big Wednesday for the New England Patriots. A couple players off injured reserve. One of them, wide receiver Gunnar Olszewski. I'm Sierra Goodwill here with Evan Lazar. A lot of hype around Gunnar in this training camp. He looked bigger, stronger, faster, all of the above. What's to expect now? He was back out at practice on Wednesday. What should the Patriots expect to get out of him?
Gunnar looked like a kid on Christmas morning out there at practice just now, bopping around, jumping up and down, really energetic through the stretching period that we were able to see. He looks thrilled to be back on the football field, and you can really understand why. And in terms of his skill set, I think the one thing that we're really hoping to get out of Gunnar is maybe spelling Julian Edelman just a little bit in that Edelman role, playing that Z receiver role off the line of scrimmage and moving inside and outside. The one underrated part about Gunnar's game is that he actually is pretty productive running routes on the boundary, on the outside. Everyone sort of thinks of him as a slot guy because of his physique, because of his size, but he's a lot like Edelman in that he can move around the formation and do some different things. So I'm very optimistic that a lot of people have been clamoring for another receiver. You know, obviously we want a big name guy, not necessarily a Gunnar Olszewski, but the Patriots need that depth right now. And I think that they have a pretty solid top three in their eyes with Edelman, Harry, and Damiere Byrd. And now Gunnar just adds some depth, maybe add some versatility and explosiveness to that group as well. So I'm excited to see what he can do, because certainly out at camp, he looked a lot better than last year and like somebody that was going to vie for snaps.
Like you mentioned, it does seem like Newton has kind of solidified his chemistry with those three names that you just mentioned, Edelman, Harry, and Byrd. Where does Gunnar fit into the mix? What should we expect from him on Sundays? And is it just going to be in the wide receiver role, or do you think he's going to, again, have a big position on special teams as well?
That's a great point. I think he's going to go right back to returning punts as soon as he's back out there. That's the biggest thing out of him, I think, that you get immediately is that punt return ability. I'm not sure if he's going to play a ton on offense right away, depending on what the team thinks of him. He also has that 21-day ramp-up period, so they have to activate him to the active roster within 21 days. So there might be some questions of whether or not he's going to be out there this Sunday, or maybe it's next Sunday that he finally gets back out. It kind of just matters how much he can participate in practice these next couple of days. But in terms of the depth chart and what it means for the receiver group, I think that they're really hoping that Gunnar can be not necessarily an upgrade over that top three, but certainly somebody that can play a little bit more than Jacoby Myers has, and not be an Isaiah Zubar candidate who's going up and down from the practice squad. I think they're actually expecting Gunnar to make contributions and be somebody that they can lean on and sort of give them, you know, it's not going to be as good as this, guys, but certainly give them an Edelman and Danny Amendola type of look where they have two of those types of guys at once, and they can either, you know, spell one of them in terms of snap and workload, or they can use them both at the same time and have a ton of shifty, quick guys out there at once. It's definitely going to be a little bit of a different look than, let's say, the vertical passing game that we've seen over the first 3 weeks of the season with guys like Byrd being a burner on the outside.
Well, we'll keep you updated on all the players coming off injured reserve. We've got a video on Damian Harris as well. You can find on our website at CLNS.com and on our YouTube channel at Patriots Press Pass.